Well, hi and welcome. Today we're at Aaron's Creek Farms near Clarksville, Virginia, and we're at a large greenhouse operation. And what we want to talk a little bit about today or show you is how maybe some of your transplants are made. In the springtime, as you go to the garden center and buy your vegetable transplants, they might have originated at a place just like this. And we're so happy to be here today. We've got Eric Gordon and Greg Gordon, and they're hosting us, and we're so glad to be here. Greg, this is a family-run operation. How long have you been in business?
Since 1964. Our dad started it right out of college.
So you do things, I know you grow plugs and transplants. What are some other things that you grow?
Perennials and annuals, as well as commercial transplants for farmers as well as homeowners.
I know also you've got kind of a unique business. I know, Eric, you're involved with, you sell hobby greenhouses and parts and pieces for greenhouses for people that want to buy those?
Right, we sell direct to the end customer for backyard use and some light commercial. We have a lot of people that are trying to get into some of that.
I know we've done segments before on hobby greenhouses and how nice they are for the home gardener to be able to have a place where they can propagate things, where they can grow things throughout the wintertime even.
Sure. We found over the last several years that that market has really expanded, and there's some real nice structures out there now for them to choose from.
That's great. But one of the things I really want to see is how you start seeds and how you make these plugs, these transplants for people. So let's go see that now. All right, Greg, we're here at the beginning, or I guess this is the beginning. How do you get started every year?
Chris, this is our seed room, and our orders come to us from our customers, and they try to determine their orders based on what they think the homeowners are going to want to plant in their gardens for this coming season. Once the customers send us their orders, our computer system compiles them, and then they're sent to our seed room here, where we actually will put the seed in the trays and start the process.
Well, I see lots of seeds in this room. I also see these flats that are filled with soilless media. So you take the seeds and get them into these flats, obviously, somehow. And I see you've got some equipment here to do that.
We do. We have a vacuum seeder here that once this tray is fed in, it dibbles it and it sows row per cell or seed per cell, and then covers it when it goes out the end.
That's pretty nice. A pretty automated system. And then from there, it goes out to the greenhouse, is that right?
It does, and that's where we start our germination process, and then we will grow them until they're ready to be transplanted.
All right, Greg, well, we've got a nice flat of tomatoes here. You know, we seeded them down in the greenhouse and they've grown up. But you know, this is not something that most home gardeners are to buy at the garden center for their transplants. What do you do to get them from this point to maybe a cell pack that might have 36 or 48 small plants in it?
Okay, Chris, we actually will take this tray and which has 512 plugs in it. And what we're going to do is use our robotic transplanter here to step them up and space them into the bedding flat trays, which is what the homeowner will see when they buy them in the garden centers.
Let's see this thing operate then. That's pretty cool. All right.
Chris, what we have here are 32 fingers that are going down into this plug tray, picking up an individual plant and then going back and spacing them out and planting them in the bedding flat trays like you would see or purchase in the garden centers. The empty tray, once it's finished, will process all the way through. It'll empty it and then it will go on. Now it's on the 4th row of planting, so now that it advances those trays because it's finished the transplanting process for those and brings in the new set of flats so that we can continue moving them from the plug tray to the bedding flats.
All right, Greg, this was a transplant out there. I noticed you've added some tags to this. And you know, a lot of the times consumers see this and on the back it tells a lot of cultural information. So it's important for them to look at that?
That's correct. If you haven't grown the product before or if it's something new for you, it should be some guidelines on there that will really help you get a good start.
All right, so it goes in the greenhouse here. You got the right light, the right temperature, humidity, everything's right, and it grows. Just like those right there.
Mm-hmm. These are probably 3 to 4 weeks older than the crop that we just transplanted, and they will either go to a commercial grower who will grow them for you, or they will be grown for the homeowner, and then you can produce them yourself.
Well, this has been great. Thank you so much for letting us come out here and see what you do here in this greenhouse and how that these transplants are made for the consumer.
Thank you for coming.
Well, for more information about transplant production or what to do with your transplants in the garden, contact your local county extension office. For From the Ground Up, I'm Chris Mullins, and we'll see you next time.